Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. It's about that time. Let's go take that walk and see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Real Ale Brewing Company. They're out of Blanco, Texas. This was sent to me by Brandon. He sends me a bunch of Texas beers that I cannot get here in Virginia. I'm not sure I've done any Real Ale. He sent me several different versions of their beers, so we're going to do all of the ones that he sent me. This is Real Ale's Commissar, and it is a 12% Imperial Stout. Says here, bottled on November 12th of 2015. So we're about 7 months old. Yep, somewhere about 7 months old here. So this ought to be very tasty. I do like a tasty Russian Imperial Stout. Now this is a big beer at 12%. Like I tell you guys all the time, this will get you into the hammer lane real quick, especially if you're drinking all this by yourself, which I am not. I am going to share half of this with the other half. So anytime you see me have a 22 ouncer or or even a 12 ouncer, she gets a couple sips out of each one of those. She gets a glass out of the 22 ounces and a full glass out of the 750s. Pardon me. A lot of good beers come out of Texas, and Brandon is aware of that, and I appreciate everything that he sends me, especially all these wonderful beers coming out of Texas. Man, everybody is brewing some tasty beers now. It's not like it was 6 years ago, 7 years ago, and a lot of these breweries were just getting started and they were producing mediocre beers. All these guys are doing really tasty stuff now. They really are. They got the game face on. So you're pretty lucky now if you're getting into craft beers now. You're going to usually get a good beer. That's what my experience is, and I'm sure there's still a lot of mediocre beers out there. But everything that's being sent to me has been really tasty. I can't remember, probably last summer sometime when I had one of my subscribers send me some lagers out of Baltimore that were fairly mediocre. Everything else that I've gotten recently has been very, very tasty. B's or A's. Sometimes some of them are even 100s. So I appreciate everything that's sent to me. Thank you, my loyal subscribers and my brothers in craft beer. Rico, Brandon, Jeff, Steve, Parrish, everybody that sends me beers. I do appreciate it. I do. I really, really do. Over to the commercial description on this one. It says, this noble brew evolved from a common cousins, porter and stout, by necessity to endure the long voyage to the Russian royal court. And that's what these beers were brewed for. They were brewed for Russian royalty. And now there is no Russian royalty, so we get to get some of this stuff. And once the recipe gets out, and it did a long time ago, and I've brewed some Imperial stuff before too, but not quite to the caliber of a lot of these beers are. So it takes a lot of practice and a lot of trial and error, a lot of test batches to get to what you want the beer to be. And these guys, that's what they do. They'll run test batches. It's hard to say how many test batches that they run before they actually do a massive brew and bottle something like this. So it's a lot of time and error and patience to brew an excellent beer, whether it's a IPA, double IPA, a Hefeweizen, it's a quad, a triple, or porter, imperial stout, bourbon barrel aged stuff. All that is a trial and error game, and they spend a lot of time and money doing that, guys. So a lot of times you'll see, especially when you get to a bourbon barrel aged version of something, you'll get that big price tag, and that's paying for all that time and effort to develop these beers and age these beers and come up with a final product that blow your hair back or your socks off. So it says colossal additions of American hops are used to balance the robust malt character and infuse this ale with their distinctly citrus-like qualities. The Commissar can be consumed now or laid down for further enjoyment. Take some home and share with friends and family at your court. 2015 vintage, 9.8% alcohol. Well, we know that's wrong. It's got 12% written all over this, so. No, it don't either. My apologies. Right on the front label here it says 9.8%. So why they have 12% on rate beer up at the top, and then down here in the commercial description it says 9.8. Whoever's in charge of their internet service needs to have their butt kicked up around their shoulders. I mean, why would you do that? And over to Beer Advocate, they have 9.8%. That's what it is. It's not a 12%, it's a 9.8. So you guys over there at Rate Beer, and I'm going to offend a lot of people, but sometimes these guys, I don't know, it's crack smoking monkeys or whatever, but who's in charge of their internet service? And I'm sure they have a lot of beers to try to keep up with, but if you're in that business, somebody needs to keep up with it, or they need some help or something going on there. Don't put 12% up there in the top and then list it at 9.8 in the commercial description. But we're going to go with the bottle anyway. 9.8% written on the bottle, and that's what the beer is, not 12%. So, IBUs, it says here, 75, but that's on a 12%er. I don't know if it's 75 on this 9.8. I don't think it's written on the bottle anywhere. Unfiltered, in Texas, unpasteurized. So I don't see any IBUs listed on this. It does have the bottled on date written in white on the back label, November 12, 2015. So we got the ABV, we got the bottled on date. The IBU is not critical on this style of beer. It's a stout. So if it was an IPA or double IPA, we want to know that. But on this style of beer, we do not need that. They give us a bottled on date. And that's what I want to see. Yeah. That's in case you want to buy next year's batch or the year after and do a vertical down the road. And you're not going to put a piece of tape on it and write when you bought it. That's just going to tell you when you bought it. It ain't going to tell you when the bottle was put in there, or a Best Buy or Enjoy By date. Give us a bottle on date. That's what I want to see. Yeah. Thumbs up to the guys at Real Ale. You're doing it right, guys. You're doing it right. Alright, let's get on with this. Food pairing for this style of beer. It says here, cheese and buttery brie good Havarti Swiss. And since it is a stout, it goes well with the chocolate dishes, of course. Meat, beef, smoked meat, game, grilled meat. Glass rotted pint, Becker, non tumbler, snifter, oversized wine glass. My favorite glass, and everybody knows that. I use this glass for 99% of my beer reviews ever since Pairings sent it to me. It is my favorite glass. It enhances the aromas. I love it. I freaking love it. If I broke it, I would buy another one. No doubt about it. And this beer can be sold for a long, long time. 9.8%, yeah, 5, 10, maybe even 15 years. I don't know if I sell this one for 20, being a 9.8%er. But you probably could. I mean, I can't think of a reason why you couldn't. I don't know if I've ever sold a beer of this ABV that long. So, let's get the cap off this puppy and see what we got going on here. Final beer of the evening for me. Nice hiss. Very nice. It's not pitch black coming out of the bottle. It looks more like a dark cola. Ooh, I'm getting chocolatey notes already from this distance. About a finger of head on that pour, over to the light. Maybe just a slight bit of red rubbiness around the thin part of the glass here on the bottom. Not much though, not much at all. And none at all through the big bowl part. Very dark beer. Nice creamy head. Very creamy on top. Looks pretty good. What do you think? Yeah, I agree. Let's get a nose on it. Oh, yes. Rich roasted malt. Maybe little cocoa nibs in there. Chocolate, bittersweet chocolate, dark fruit. Cocoa, toffee, caramel. Maybe a little bit of molasses. Oh, yeah. Let's give it a taste. What do you think? Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Brandon. Thank you, sir. That's tasty. Very nice. Very well done. The cocoa and the bittersweet chocolate, roasted malt, standing out. The only way this could be better is put it in a barrel. Yeah, a little bit of bourbon barrel aging on this. Or some of you guys will take the shortcut, get your little jigger or your favorite bourbon, throw it in there on top of it. There's your bourbon barrel aged beer right there. Yeah. I don't do that, but I know a lot of people that have commented that's what they do. They'll get a big beer like this and they'll throw a little bit of bourbon right in there on it. They get their bourbon kick. I'm going to have to get me a little bit of bourbon to do that. I wouldn't do a review with that, doing that to it, but if I'm buying a beer and want to save a little bit of money from a bourbon barrel aged, say you're buying a $10 bomber as opposed to a $15 or $20 bourbon barrel aged, get you a little bit of bourbon, chuck you a little bit in there. That'll kick it up a notch or 12. Very nice. Very nice. And 9.8%, it's not like a 12, 15, or even bigger beer. Manageable. Not going to blow your hair off if you do decide to drink the whole thing. So, just drink responsibly, guys. I went through this a couple videos ago. You don't want to hurt anybody. You don't want to hurt yourself. You don't want to hurt any innocent people. Drink responsibly. If you're not drinking it at home, you're drinking this at a brew pub or a bar or something. Especially if you're into the bigger Imperial stuff. Don't drink 3 or 4 or 5, 6 of these heavy ABV beers and then try to drive home. It would haunt your soul if you hurt an innocent child or killed somebody on the way home because you were drunk. Drink responsibly. Drink it at home. That's what I do. Yeah. All right, guys. Let's pour her a glass and sip on this. Let's go down on the deck. Maybe fire up a cigar to go with this and see where this one ends up here in about 45 minutes. Won't take you that long. I'll be back in about a second. Alright guys, I'm back. Let's sip on about 45 minutes or so. Very tasty. Very nice. Rich roasted malt. Hints of cocoa nibs and bittersweet chocolate and dark fruit. Very, very nice. Very well made beer. 9.8%, not getting any of the alcohol in this beer. Very nice. I enjoyed this beer. Wish I would buy this beer if I could get it here. So thanks again to Brandon for sending it to me. Let's do the final chug on this one. Wonderful aroma. Nice chocolatey notes on this one. Wow. Delicious. A great beer to finish up the evening with. Not any booziness to this beer at all. Very well made. Very nice. For me, guys, 9 out of 10 on this one. Very tasty. The only way this is going to be better is put it in a bourbon barrel, or, like I said earlier, put you a little jigger of bourbon in there if you like that bourbon notes in there. I may start doing that. I really might. Especially on the beers that I'm not reviewing. If I'm just having one as a go-to beer and not reviewing it, I might just kick it up a notch or 12 by throwing a jigger of a well-made bourbon in there on top of it. Yeah, that's a hot tip. 9 out of 10 for me. If I was putting a numeric rating on this, guys, it'd probably be a 96 or a 97. Probably 97 with the date on the bottle. So 97 for me, 87 from Beer Advocate. I think it's a lot better than that. I think it's a very tasty beer, very well made. And over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says 97 overall, 67 in the style. So we got an 87, a 97, and a 97. A lot of times the beer reviewers, unless it really blows their hair back or their socks off, they all have a low rating and stuff on it. I think it's better than an 87. I really do. I think it's a 10-point better than an 87. So, with that being said, if you've had this one from Real Ale Brewing, this is their Commissar Imperial Stout. Very tasty, guys. Definitely worth trying. Don't think this would probably be a real pricey beer, but I did not buy it. It was sent to me again, like I said, from Brandon. Brandon, you might put on the comments there what this beer costs. I liked it. Very enjoyable. I would buy this beer. Very tasty. If you've had it, let me know what you think. Real Ale Commissar is what this is called. Very nice. Alright guys, come on back tomorrow. Let's see what we can dig out of the fridge. See you then.